They clapping for us, baby.
Hey.
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 What's going on, you guys? And welcome to another episode of Living More with the Morgans.
Yes.
I am your man, Lingo Morgan. This is my beautiful wife.
I'm Rotunda Morgan.
And again, you're tuned into
Living More with the Morgans.
Now, as y'all can see, y'all, we're going to have some fun tonight,
we're gonna
right?
have some fun tonight, yeah.
Hold on, what happened to the applause? It just...
Oh, I don't know.
It just cut out.
Bring them back.
Bring
There they
them
go.
back.
Thank you, audience.
There we go.
Thank you,
There we go.
guys. Thank
Already.
you. Thank you.
So you guys, we're gonna have some fun tonight. As you can see, we are in our NFL apparel, but we want to make it known. You already know what team it is. It's the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Already, all day, every day. But y'all, we gotta put out this disclaimer just in case Facebook and all the Facebook police are watching. This is not an endorsement for the Cowboys.
No.
This is not an endorsement for the NFL. We bought all this.
We purchased all of this.
This is our stuff,
Yes.
right? So don't be taking no videos down. We're not using no music.
No.
It's just straight up love for our city, our team,
Yes.
the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to talk about some sports tonight. And we've got a cool topic because I think, and that's why this is a sports themed show tonight. But before we get it kicked off, you guys, let us know if you're tuned in. Let us know that you can hear us. Everything is sounding good. Everything is coming across well in the microphones.
Yes.
That you can see us well. We want to make sure that everything is synced up.
Yes.
Why? Because we want to do things in excellence, right?
That's right.
And so we want to make sure that it's coming across in excellence. So if you're online, if you're tuned in, let us know. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know that you can hear us, that you can see us. Everything is looking good.
Yeah.
I'm looking smooth.
Yeah, you looking good.
Right?
Yeah.
Dig
you
that?
looking, I
You dig
like that.
Okay.
I
And
like
then my
the
wife is
color.
looking good. You already know what time it is. Y'all know. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Okay. And so just make sure, hit the comments, let us know that everything is working good on your end. And right now, you guys, we are on several different channels.
Yeah.
All right. And so we are currently on my personal Facebook page. You can find that at facebook.com/Landa Jere Morgan, LandaGherramorgan. We're also on my wife's personal page at Rotunda Morgan on Facebook.
That's right.
And then you guys can also find us on our social media channels, right? And so, and we're all over the place, y'all.
Yeah.
So. We're on Facebook currently right now, and you can find us on Facebook on our official page, our official page. I can't talk. I'm sitting there stuttering. Our official page for Living More with the Morgans, right?
Yes.
And you can find that at facebook.com/Living More Morgans. Again, that's Living More Morgans.
Yeah.
And then you can also find us on Twitter. We're live on Twitter, Periscope at twitter.com/Live More Morgans. And then also we're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, we definitely want you on there. We definitely want you to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. We want to see you on YouTube. Let's get that subscribership up. And you can find us there by searching Living More with the Morgans.
Yes.
It's a brand new channel, so we're brand new on YouTube. So we've got to get that subscriber up so we can get our handle so you can go directly to our page. And so you guys, again, we're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. So if you're tuned in, holler at us. Let us know who your team is. If they ain't the Dallas Cowboys, we probably don't care. We probably don't care. We probably don't care. I didn't stutter. No, but seriously, if your team, if you want to rep your team tonight,
please.
We just got done with football on Sunday, so y'all holler at us. Who is your team?
Who is your team?
Let us know who you're rooting for. Why? Because we're going to have a little fun tonight. We're going to talk about some sports, and the name of our show tonight is She Got Game?
I got game.
She got game.
Yeah, I do.
She got game.
Yeah, I
the
do.
woman got game.
I do.
She got game. The love lingo of sports.
Yeah.
And people don't even know that in our competitive nature, right? In our competitive drive, you can turn that into a love language for those of us who are married. Now, this is for married folk, right? So what we're going to get into tonight is for the married folk. My single people, you're going to have to wait your turn.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
but if you're engaged,
if you're engaged, you can get
you'll get some nuggets from this. So yeah.
Now, but my single people, if y'all watching, take some notes, right?
Yes,
take some notes. Bookmark this video so that when you do get married, when you do, cross that that threshold, you know what I'm saying, you can apply this with your spouse.
Yeah.
Right? You can apply what we're going to talk about tonight with your spouse. But like I said, we're going to have a little fun, and we just want to make sure that we're tuned in on our channels right now, you guys. And so if you're on, please let us know you're on. We want to be interactive, right? So we don't want y'all just sitting there quiet. And we know right now we're competing with the NBA because the NBA kicked off tonight. The new NBA schedule.
It did.
The regular season kicked off tonight, so we know we competing with them, y'all.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna have to toggle back and forth. Your team probably losing anyway. If they ain't my Mavericks, my Dallas Mavericks, and they don't play till tomorrow. So your team probably losing anyway, especially if they're the Lakers. No,
Babe,
but
you coming on here just talking
I'm
noise.
going raw. I'm going hard.
We want them to come on.
I'm going hard though. Yeah, I know.
You know, if you're a Bucks fan,
right?
But if you're I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
If you're a Bucks fan, if you're a
Knicks
fan,
yeah,
a Nets fan,
those all trash teams.
It's all good.
They all trash
It's
teams.
all good.
But if they happen to be a team, we're gonna pray for you. Number one. Number two, you need to go ahead and convert over to all the Dallas and Texas teams. All right.
Like a religious thing.
Already. And so you guys, again, we're gonna have fun. Tonight's topic again, She Got Game. And I came up with that title because now we're starting to see more women get into the professional sports, right? Mm-hmm. We didn't see a lot of that when I was a kid, about 20 some odd years ago, 20, 30 years ago.
No.
We didn't see a lot of that, right? We saw women tolerated.
Right.
Because, especially for American football and all those that are watching, if you're watching around the world, let's give you a little backstory real quick, all right? So what you see here is about American football. Our favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, 5-time Super Bowl rings, 5-time champions. They've been to the Super Bowl more times than any other team, I think. NFC championships, they think they got like 12 of them joints. I mean, just legacy, global fan base.
Yes.
I mean, we everywhere, y'all. We like roaches. We everywhere, right?
That's right.
Oh, yeah. We everywhere. And so, and the NFL, the National Football League here in America is humongous, right? It's just huge for professional sports here, the NFL. Also the NBA, right? So the National Basketball Association. Mm-hmm. You've got hockey here. You've got the MLB's Major League Baseball. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. And so all of those are huge here in America, but none bigger than the NFL. None bigger than American football, you guys. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, about 30 years ago, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, you didn't see a whole lot of women really getting into football like that. Right. And so over the years, the marketing aspect has really targeted women to get more into to the American football, and they have. Yeah. Right? And so now you can go somewhere and you're seeing women in jerseys, you're seeing women, they got pink jerseys and feminine looking jerseys for the ladies, they got hair accessories, all this stuff for the ladies. And so now the ladies are getting in on American football, and it's been big for the ladies, right? But one of the things I want to touch on tonight is how can we use that that association that now women are now having with American football and with sports and everything. How can we bring that into our marriages where the women who may not necessarily be into sports, they don't see it as, oh, that's not my thing. Right. I don't get into sports. I don't do the whole sports thing. I leave that for my husband. I leave that for my man. That's a man thing. And it's really not anymore.
It's not.
It's really not. I mean, and here it is, babe. You're seeing women now as referees in the game.
That's what I was going to say.
Right. You see women now, they're on the sidelines commentating, giving pointers, giving all this stuff during the game. And so women are starting to become a part of the whole professional sports, American football scene, right? Even down to the NFL commentators on the television shows, on the news broadcasts, you're seeing women do it now. And so why is that? Again, because the NFL and American sports have made a push to really get women involved. Well, honey, what do you think about that?
I think it's a great thing because, I think I'm almost a rarity because you know, I'm into sports. I'm a fitness person as well, so I love sports. So, you know, I think the only sport I'm not real fond of is golf. Okay, golf. Yeah, I'm not real. My brother, he does that, but I'm not into that yet.
Not yet.
Okay, but I think it's a great thing because I love it personally. I've been a football fan since I was a teenager, and my mother. And I got it from my mother because my mother was a basketball player and she's a football fan. So she's a Dallas Cowboy fan. Yeah, my mother is a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, and so your mother is a Dallas Cowboy.
Oh, big time.
We big time. It's family. It's on both sides.
Yes.
So I think it's awesome because I love it when we, you know, it's time for our team to play or we watch football together. You know, I learn from you. I've learned the game so much from you and asking questions, and it made me love it even more. And because you love it, and then of course I love you, so I want to love what you love.
Absolutely.
Even though we both Cowboy fans, but it is so much fun to sit here and be in, like we're in the huddle with the guys, and I'm like, babe, what play they gonna do now, you know, and why did they call this? And I start to get an understanding of the game and appreciation of it, and I think it brought us even closer. I think so. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we wanted to talk about is it being a love language.
Yes.
Right? And so the reason why it brought us closer is because one, she already had a love for the game and you had a love for athletics. Right? Now me, I was a nerd, I was scrawny, I was skinny. You wouldn't know that now, but I was scrawny and skinny, so I couldn't play athletics. I couldn't play a lot of sports when I was a kid. And plus I had a small heart murmur. So the doctors would tell me, you know, I couldn't play contact sports, but I used to love watching it, you know. And the thing about that is I grew up a huge Cowboy fan because when I was a kid, you know, in my early teenage years, the Cowboys was winning Super Bowls like back to back, right? In the 90s. And so I grew up watching that with my dad. And my dad was a huge Cowboys fan. Both of my parents were, but my dad was just like unreal with it. And so that's where I get that passion from for rooting for our team. And so to marry you and to know that one, you're already competitive because you love sports and athletics, and you're a volleyball girl. Right? You love volleyball. That's your thing,
That's
right?
my thing,
And so because you're competitive, I'm competitive, it worked.
It worked.
Right? It just worked. And that became our love language, particularly when we watch the game. Right? So before we dig down into this conversation even more, I want to give some shout out to some people who are online. My man Trevor Allen is online. What's happening, Chief? Love you as well. And thank you so much for tuning in. Who else we had? We had Apostle Atimba King. I believe he is in Washington State still, or he might be back at home in Kenya, but Apostle King has tuned in.
Thank
you so much for watching. Also Rianne Money has tuned in, excuse me. And
world traveler.
Y'all, if y'all think we some world travelers, we ain't scratching the surface. So, we babies compared to these.
Her and Moni, they and the kids,
they ain't never here.
Never here. We look up there in Turkey.
Right. She just got back from Istanbul, and the pictures and the video and things that she was putting out were amazing. So Rianne, shout out to you and your husband and the kiddos. We love you guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. And my man, the man, Apostle Sean Anike is in the building. You guys, that's our spiritual father. That's our spiritual pops. I'm the only one who can call him that. I think.
I think right? Papa is cool
Papa,
with that.
Papa, I can
thank you, Papa, for tuning in.
Papa, thank you so much for tuning in.
I think you'll like this show tonight.
I think you're going to like this one, Papa, because
you know why.
we're going to get in to our Cowboys. And I know he said he would have he would be in and out of a meeting, so you may have to watch it all later on. But Papa, we want you to tune in because we're going to teach you a little something about American football tonight and how we can mesh that into our marriage, into our love language for spouses, right? And so we were talking about that, baby. I was saying that how we merge that into our marriage, the competitive nature that we have and the love that we have for our team, right? And one of the things, and it's funny that Papa is online because I remember it was after church one service, and we were watching the Cowboys. I think they had like a 12 noon game.
Yes.
And they were already playing, and I was trying to check the score and everything, and I was probably halfway paying attention to what he was talking to us about because the Cowboys were playing.
Yeah.
And he puts on, I have it on my phone or on the screen or something like that. And we're in there going nuts because the Cowboys are winning. I mean, we're bent over, we're huddled over, and we're in his office, and we're loud, and we're screaming, and we're looking mad and mean and everything. And I think Papa was like, what kind of demon possession has happened to these folks in my office? And it was fun, and it was cool. And he saw the love of the game that we have, and how that we share that with one another. Yeah, and Papa said it was on the iPad. Exactly.
It was on the iPad.
It was on the
Papa,
iPad.
right.
Yeah. And the love that we had for the game, and the excitement that we had, and the ferociousness that we had for the game, because that's our love language.
Yes, it is.
That's how we speak to one another, and that's our time together.
Oh, I absolutely love it.
You know, and going back. And it's like when they play, you guys, we're in the game with them.
Yes.
And we're talking trash and talking smack.
Yes.
We ain't cussing.
No.
But back in the day, though, this one here, no.
Oh, come on.
Back in the day, this one was like a sailor.
Oh, he ain't telling the truth.
But on the Kodo, I mean, you know, it would be so intense in watching the game. And so even now, today, it's like, because we love our team and because we're, you know, and it's been almost 30 years since we've even been to the Super Bowl, that we get into it and we want them to win.
Yeah.
And our team has a legacy, right? But the reason why we mesh that into our marriage, because that's our time, and we can get kind of busy with business, and we can get kind of busy with all these different things that we've got going on. And so Sunday after church is our time to really kind of relax, because even in church we're serving and we're working and we're doing this work. So even then, after we get out of service, we can detox and watch our Cowboys. We can watch our boys, you guys. And so, honey, let me know. I mean, because I'm passionate about them, and I know what it brings to our marriage. But in your own words, like what does our passion for the game, for sports, what has it brought to our marriage to you?
As I said earlier, I think the closeness, the intimacy, you know, not sex, just sex, but the intimacy of just being together.
Yes.
And learning something together, watching something together. Again, I mean, my first love with you, and I know people know this, I've said this many times, some don't. My first love with you is traveling, because I love that. But the second thing is the sports, and to share that with you and share the passion of the game with you, and to learn the game with you. You know, I've learned so much, and now I understand some calls, and I can call some plays now, you know, and I can predict some things, you know, and it's just, baby, it's just so much fun.
So the thing is, what you said, and it's absolutely fun.
It is so fun.
But you said something that stood out to me. You said that you learned some of the game from me.
Yes.
Right? And fellas, I want to share that with you, because that's why we're calling it She Got Game. Because that can be a point to where your wife is in tune to your passion for something, that she's learning about the thing that you're passionate about, right?
Yes.
And so sometimes as men, we kind of shut out our spouses. We shut out our wives sometimes from the things that we're passionate about.
That's true.
You may know that I'm passionate about music. You may know that I'm passionate about business or whatever. But sometimes, and I know that I can do this even when it comes to business, is that I can get in my own cocoon, in my own box, and I kind of tune out the rest of the world. And unfortunately, that may include you every now and then.
Yes.
Right?
And
it's not
that's
intentional.
the reason why I love it so much.
Right. And it's not intentional that I do that. But it's just that as a creative, you know, you're in your zone. And as men, we sometimes don't recognize that we're tuning our wives out from the thing that we need to be pulling her in. Right. And so I think the thing with sports and with football for us is that we both share that passion, and you know that I'm very passionate about it. And so you draw from me things that you didn't know.
Right.
And I'm able to pull you into something that I do know, that I do love.
That's
and
right.
so we love it. We end up loving it together.
And I also wanted to say on when you were talking about how the men, sometimes you guys as men can be in that zone and shut, us as wives out. But I've noticed a lot of wives, even though, like you said earlier in the broadcast, you guys don't get into it with your husband. Some women are like, okay, they're watching football, we're going shopping, give me the card, and we're going. Me and the girls hitting the mall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I think that would be a perfect time for you to be with your husband to learn the game. You sometimes oh, I don't like sports. I don't like this. You don't know what you'll like until you try it.
Right.
And you don't know what that can do for your marriage. It can really, I think, bring you closer. It can bring a bond that and it can bridge gaps that you didn't even know or recognize that you had in your marriage because of the connection that you will have with sports or anything that your husband is doing. Even vice versa, babe. Like sometimes I'll say, hey, babe, we're going to go to the store. You go ahead and go on in.
Right.
Okay, if we're going to talk about sports, you can't do that. Of course, come on in. Say, hey, my wife likes this. I know she's going to be in there in a few minutes. Let me eat, a couple of crackers and drink some of this water. Let me bite my tongue and go in. Because we have to learn that, okay, just because you don't like it, that doesn't mean, okay, she likes it. I love her. I love you. Let's share that together. You don't know what could happen with that time and that moment together.
And that's so good because the fact that it is sports and it is competitive and there's so many ups and downs with sports.
Yes.
The thing of it is that we're sharing the emotions of the game together.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we're both into this thing together, right? So when they're losing, we're feeling the anguish and the pain, and we're mad and we're throwing stuff at the screen. But when they're winning, we're high-fiving each other here in the living room or wherever we're at. We're high-fiving, we're doing the bump and doing the robot, because our team is winning, right? But that's something that we're sharing together. We're sharing that moment together.
That's right.
Where we're one with one another.
Right.
And that's why I wanted to share that with you guys, is that it can become a love language if you even pull in sports.
Yes.
And people don't think it can, right? And so to the ladies who might have a problem, well, I'm not into sports and I'm not into football and this and this and that, but you may have a man who is, or you may have a man who's into basketball or golf or, any other kind of sport or any other kind of activity, whether, it's music, whether it's reading books or whatever it is. Those can be love languages that you share amongst one another.
That's right.
So that now you're more in tune, and then you'll be surprised what you start loving.
You'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised what you really start getting into.
Yes.
Right? And so, ladies, because the NFL is inviting you even more into the games now, and there's merchandise. I mean, my wife, she fine in the blue Cowboys, but they got the pink stuff, they got the dainty feminine stuff. So if you want to rock that, like our spiritual mother who is online right now watching, Prophetess Beverly Anike, I know she's gonna come with that pink.
And she coming with that pink.
That pink all day long.
All day, and she gonna rock.
And she gonna rock it with the heels,
with them jeans, blinged out,
the blinged out jeans, the 20-inch heels.
Come through, Mom.
She gonna come through with it.
Right.
And then our spiritual father, who is Nigerian and doesn't know a whole lot about the game. Well, he's starting to love the game
because of us.
Because of us, and because we're pulling him into it.
Right, and he's gonna rock it too.
And he's gonna rock that thing. And so now that's something that he and his wife can bring into their marriage, and they can bring that fun, and then with other couples who get into it as well. And so I want to go in here real quick because I know some people are tuned in, and I see some haters. I see some haters. I see some haters online, and I see Apostle Larry Peters, straight hater, cheesehead fan, Green Bay Packer.
Who would wear a piece of cheese on top of their head?
Straight irrelevant.
We love you, Apostle.
Straight up irrelevant. Cheeseheads got beat by the New York Jets this past weekend, and the Jets are trash. So
Really?
hey, big bro,
What happened to your boy?
take off the cheesehead.
Right.
Come on over to the good side.
Right.
Because your team is trash this year.
Come on over.
Come on over to the good side.
Come on over.
And our sis Apostle Iffy, the Dominator, is online. Want to shout you out. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for coming out on Sunday. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
Always.
And my man Kennedy. But
yes,
y'all, we're going to keep the conversation going. Let us know. We want this to be an interactive show. We want this to be something that you can get into. So what are some things that you and your spouse are into?
Yes.
And then all my people who are engaged or who might be dating right now that are tuned in, right? These are things that you can start implementing in your relationship right now. You ain't got to wait till you get married.
No.
You can start implementing that with someone that that's special to you, then someone that you're serious about,
right?
So that you're on the same wavelength with those kinds of things.
That's right.
And again, it doesn't have to be sports.
No.
But it can be reading. It can be travel. It can be movies. It can it can be music. Whatever it is, make that compromise, because, like I said, if the spouse may not necessarily be into it.
Mm-hmm. It's something else that you just said. Even music.
Yes.
God knew what he was doing.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, my husband is a professional musician and a producer, and I love music. I grew up in the 80s. I grew up when hip hop was just getting started. I grew up with the best, R&B groups and stuff. When they came out, everything was just so fly and funky. I just loved it. And so I love music. I love it. I got a 5-string bass player that our friend.
A layer of dust.
It does.
On the bass
it does because of us trying to do, run. It does. It does. I'm going to start learning how to play, but I want to, just say that I have that because of our late friend, Mr. William Jackson, gifted that to me, a 5-string bass player. It is bad.
Yes.
And so we have music in common that we love. I love to sit and watch you, make music and do music. And I love it because, again, I think that brings us closer together too, because of the music. And we love the same types of music.
Right. And it's funny because you're from the hip hop generation.
I'm from the real hip hop.
You're from the real hip hop generation.
Real. I'm talking about some Rakim, Eric,
Eric B, Rakim.
Rakim.
You was into them. But see, and I was in diapers.
Curtis Blow.
Blow. Yeah, I was in diapers when them cats was coming up, right?
Yeah, you were.
But the thing of it is that, again, because I know that you love it, and I know that it is a part of your childhood, is a part of your upbringing.
Yeah.
I take the time to learn what you know.
Yeah, and see.
You understand what I'm saying? I take the time to learn what it is that you already know.
That is
and vice versa.
And vice versa.
And so I want to hone in on that with couples who may be watching and those who are dating one another and singles.
Yes.
Take the time to learn what it is that your significant other may know, so that you have those things in common, right? And you don't have to just love it. It might not be something that you just really get into.
Right.
But when you can share ideas, or you can share an opinion about something that your significant other does love, or they have an appreciation for, then you'll create this bond.
Right.
And that will be the common denominator, right? Is that we're both into this. Right? It may be ministry for some people.
It may be ministry.
It may be ministry. Those who are in ministry together that are tag teaming. We know plenty of those who are. I think about Iffy and her husband, Kennedy. They're tag teaming in this thing.
Yeah.
And so you have to. Exactly. You have to both love it.
Yeah.
Right? And so we love our sports.
We do.
Right? And that is the thing that has spoken to us for years within our marriage.
Yeah.
And even when we were dating.
Even when we were dating.
And I think it's even magnified now.
Yeah.
And it's probably magnified even more now because we ain't won in about 27 years.
Right.
Right? Our team ain't went to the Super Bowl, y'all, in about 20-something years. I was a teenager the last time we won anything.
I was in my early 20s, late 20s.
Yeah. So it's like, come on, Dallas. What
Yeah.
y'all doing?
Come on.
Come on
Yeah.
with it. So we're going to keep the conversation going, you guys. Again, right now, you may be tuned in to our social media channels. And if you're not, please feel free to follow us, like us on our social media pages. Again, you can find us on facebook.com/Living More Morgans. We're also on Twitter Periscope at Live More Morgans. And then you can find us on Instagram as well at Living More Morgans. And then, of course, we want you to definitely go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to us on YouTube. And it's simple, you guys. All you got to do is go to YouTube, search Living More with the Morgans. You'll see my wife's beautiful face. You'll see me grinning and cheesing. And then you guys can hit that little bell icon and get notifications on when we are going to be online, you guys.
Yes,
so
hit that bell.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. Y'all don't go nowhere because it's going to be quick. We got to pay some bills with these commercials, y'all.
Come on now.
They want their money. Like straight up.
Like right now.
So we're going to take some a commercial break, you guys. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know that you're feeling the content and you're feeling this conversation. And add to it. If you got any ideas, any comments, any statements, any questions,
please.
feel free to hit us up in the comments and we'll definitely get back to you on that, all right? So give us a quick minute and we'll be right back, you guys.
Today, people and business owners have a ton of options to choose from. When it comes to web developers, graphic designers, social media marketing, branding, and the list goes on. And that might not be such a good thing. What if there was one company that you and your business could trust that could provide all these services at prices that won't eat up your business capital before it gets off the ground? From logo design, branding, custom website development, hosting, social media marketing, print media design, and more. Infusion does it all under one roof with a team of professionals that are just a phone call away. Infusion Design Solutions, the infusion of exceptional design and affordability. Visit us online at infusion.com. Where can I find a professional logo designer? Wow, nice. Infusion Design Solutions. Visit us online at infusion.com.
It doesn't matter what they call you. What matters is what you answer to. Landisheray. All right, you guys, and we're back to Living More with the Morgans. And again, on our show tonight, we are talking about She Got Game, the love lingo of sports. And like we've been talking about, we are diehard Dallas Cowboys fans. And if you're not, we truly feel sorry for you. Like, really.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's
bad.
really bad for you.
Yeah. You don't wear the star?
You don't wear the star. You don't wear the blue and the silver.
Wow.
You know, if there's any other colors and teams that you represent, it's quite sad.
Yeah,
we
it's
really
pretty
kind of
sad.
we feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
We really do. I mean,
You really do.
you know,
Yeah.
your team is probably trash. probably haven't won a lot of Super Bowls. They're probably not globally known like our team is. They probably don't have a rich legacy and a rich history
Right,
of football with football fans around the world. I mean, you know, your team probably doesn't have that. If you're the Packers, you know, if you're the Chicago Bears, I mean, they shouldn't even be in the conversation. Yeah, the Saints. Oh God, don't even get me on the Saints. I mean, it's just that city is all they have is good food because their team is garbage.
Omega and them are gonna get you.
But anyway, you guys again, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
And so again, we're talking about how we can use sports and the love of things that we're interested in into our marriage to speak a different kind of love language. And then we want to talk about intimacy, right? And then when we say intimacy nowadays, everybody just thinks we're talking about sex. We're talking about just making love, and that's what intimacy is.
Right.
But there's so much more to intimacy than just intercourse and just sex.
Is.
And when we're watching games and when we're into it and when we're getting our blood pressure up and when we're getting excited or our feelings are being let down and we're sharing those moments together, that's the intimacy that we're creating. We really are.
Right.
And again, like I said, it's more than just sex. It's the communication that we have for one another. Right. And that we're sharing this moment together that we're both getting something from. Right. Yeah. And it's crazy that you can get that from the love of sports.
Right. It builds a bond. I believe that because I've seen and I've saw it in our marriage how it's built this bond between us that, you know, that is just is wonderful because it allows us to be pretty open with one another, you know. It allows us to take off the mask, if you will, and be yourself, you know, and show that vulnerability that you have. Yeah. So I think to me, I've saw it in my marriage. I think it's just been wonderful, you know, to share it and to share it with one another.
Absolutely. And I love that you brought up vulnerability. Because sometimes, you know, even us as men, we want to be so tough and we want to be so macho and we want to, you know, I don't show no emotions, I don't cry. When your team is losing by 40 points and your quarterback is on a stretcher, you're gonna shed some tears, right? But, and I say that jokingly, but I'm saying that because that's a moment, again, where we can show that vulnerability and we can show those emotions even while we're watching the game together. Because again, when we're up, we're up. And we're going through this jovial moment together. This totally euphoric moment, seeing our team score. Or seeing, you know, an interception ran back for a touchdown by Trayvon Diggs. You know, that's huge for us. But then we're also having that emotional period where our team has been let down, right? We expect them to win. We expect them to go out there and dominate. And when they don't, we're let down. So I'm open with my emotions and my feelings at that point.
That's right.
So you're seeing anger, you're seeing anguish, you're seeing defeat. I may even shed a couple of tears because I'm that intense when it comes to our game and the love that we have for the game and our team.
And I think that should help me to understand that God did not make you robots. You have emotions just like we have emotions. I mean, our emotions might be a little bit more intense, you know, but you guys have emotions too. And I want men to understand that doesn't show a sign of weakness. That's not weak because you show emotion or if something, you know, happens to you or just outside of sports, if you've gone through a rough day and some tears, you share it, or even when you lose a loved one, if you lost someone, that's just a part of life. That's what God gave you to show, you know, so that you can, you know, show those emotions and be able to deal with it. Because us as women, when we show our emotions, we know that helps us to be able to let go and release That's the word. Release the stress, release the pressure of what's going on. Because if we allow that to stay inside, that can cause all kind of health issues, stress, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all these type of issues when we don't learn to share and shed our emotions. It is healthy for us to do that. Randall?
That's good. I didn't think about it like that, where the longer that we keep emotions bottled up.
Right.
It's funny because I noticed that you like, and you've always loved working out.
Yes.
You love fitness.
Yes.
Right? When I met you, I didn't. Right? I didn't like working out.
Right.
And I didn't work out. And it took me a while to gain an appreciation for physical fitness.
Right.
Right? Because when I was younger, I was small. I was thin, I was skinny, so I felt like I didn't have a need necessarily to be physically active. Now, back then, as kids, I was.
Right.
You can get out there, ride your bicycle all day long and go to the park and, throw the football or play some basketball, whatever. I did that. But as I got older, of course, and life starts hitting you, you really kind of, shy away from that stuff, that physical activity.
And it is so good because those endorphins, it releases all of that.
Right.
It releases all of the stress and the tension. That's one of the reasons why you're mentioning as the workouts. When I started back working out back in 2014, I had so much stress, and I started to, and not only that, my doctor said your cholesterol is up. So I remember him saying, okay, I'm gonna put you on medication. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna take it because, again, my father has it. And so I said, okay, I'll take the medication. Well, I saw some effects of the medication that, babe, I didn't like. My hair came out. Other side effects, I couldn't rest well at night.
Right.
And, and I thought maybe the dosage was too high. And he put me on a smaller dosage, and I still was going through that. And then, God came to me and said to me, go do what you know to do. Go back and get in the gym. Go back and work out. Let go of everything and the stress and everything and get in the gym and allow that to be therapeutic for you.
Wow.
And so once I got back in the gym, I said, I don't need this medication. I got back in the gym. I started working out. And for up until now, I have not had any issues with the cholesterol issues because I have to get people to understand, since we're mentioning health and fitness, it's not just because we want to look good on the outside. The benefits of working out and exercise is far beyond the outward appearance. Okay, it really will help you. So many people who are depressed and have issues and mental illness and mental issues and things like that. Physical exercise, even if you don't go to the gym, taking a hike, going out to walk, riding your bike, playing basketball on the basketball court, doing something like that. Get out and just walk with your children. Put the cell phone down. You can talk to whoever else later. But all of these things help us to be able to deal with whatever we're dealing with. It opens our minds up to be able to say, okay, you can think clearer. You can reason more and be able to say, okay, I saw this issue. Now I think I have an answer to the issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so good. And again, like I was saying, you being into physical fitness, that opened me up to where, okay, I started getting more of a not a love for it necessarily. I haven't grown to that level to love it yet, but an interest in it, right? And the more that we do, and see, here's the thing. When I was doing it without you, I wasn't as interested. When I was working with other trainers, and no slight to those other trainers, they were great guys. It wasn't the same as working with you when we go train together, or when you go work out and I'm with you, right? It does something more for me when we get up and we're headed to the gym together.
Me too.
You dig what I'm saying? And so, and that gives me more of an incentive to even go,
Wow.
right? Because I'm like, if my wife is going to get up and go, I need to get up and go.
Right.
Now,
And just to add this, and I just want to add this, because of us being serial entrepreneurs and having businesses, and you up late at night, early morning, sometimes getting a couple of hours of sleep, and this is for our papa too, it is not healthy for you, because your body, God designed, even God, when he created the heavens and the earth, he even had to rest and say, this is good.
Right.
We don't understand how much rest, what it does, it re-energizes your body.
Yes.
It even it renews your blood cells, your blood, all of this. Internally, it's doing so much good when you get the rest that your body needs.
Right.
So I was glad that you started, babe, because I was concerned about your health.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
wanted you to be healthy. I wanted, we're going to have children. We're going to have grandchildren. We're going to, and things that we want to do, God has put us here to do.
Right.
And I want us here for the long haul,
Yes.
and to be able to enjoy it, to be able to be fit enough. You get in your 70s and 80s, you can still move around and you can still, enjoy life. And so it was important to me that I kept pushing you and kept pushing you.
And that's one thing I love that you did do, is that you kept pushing.
Yeah.
Even when it was hard to push, you kept pushing. And it wasn't like I didn't want to.
Right.
It was that, again, I wasn't accustomed to doing it.
Right. That's
And
right.
again, I had developed this machine, if you will,
Right.
especially when I was single, even before I met you
Right.
and while we were dating.
Right.
It was nothing for me to be up till 3 o'clock in the morning and then get up at 6,
Yes.
7 o'clock in the morning with 3-4 hours of sleep and do it all over again.
And you still do
And
it.
I still kind of do it.
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm a little bit better now.
Right, you
Right.
are.
But then it was even worse. And then I was 50, 60 pounds lighter than I am now.
Yeah.
Right. And so I share that with you guys who are watching, is because that's something I had to learn to appreciate that she already loved. I had to learn to love something that she already was immersed in, mentally, physically, even spiritually. That's her thing. And so with her being an athlete, me being a bookworm and and into music and the arts, we had to mesh our lives together.
We did.
We had to become one, and it took time.
Yes.
And you don't want to force a square peg into a round hole,
That's good.
but over time, with a little bit of compromise, with a little bit of understanding.
Yes.
Let me say it that way.
Please say that.
With a little bit of understanding,
Yes.
you'll start meshing together,
Yes.
and you'll be surprised
Right.
at what you can build together.
Right.
When you continue to work on it over time.
Over time.
And
right.
so athletics, sports, those are some of the things that we've incorporated in our marriage that allows us to do that. And now with physical fitness and working out and being more cognizant about what it is that we eat,
Absolutely.
what
And-
we're putting in our bodies and so forth.
Right.
Yeah.
And because as a woman, and because I'm in love with you, I wanna love everything about you.
Yes.
The things that you love, the things that I want to be involved in everything, because I love you, and I want, to me, that's a love language for me, because
Absolutely.
I mean, I love it. I love sharing with you. It to me, it's like butter on a biscuit for me.
But on a biscuit.
Butter, and I must want a biscuit.
Yeah, you must want some biscuits. Huh?
Oh, I love them. But
Yes.
it is, because it just makes me even the more feel the love and the unity that we have with one another. So it's awesome, and we're sharing this because We want you guys to find things that you can share together, you know, and share things that maybe you don't, as the wife, don't like, but find out what your husband like. You don't know what that can do for your marriage.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
And I love that you said that. And first of all, thank you for saying that. Because
I'm serious about that. You know that's true.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel the same way, where I'm learning more about you, what you love, what makes you tick, what makes you not tick.
Right.
You know, and that's what the love language is about. It's that communication.
Yes.
It's that silent communication
Yeah.
that we're learning and growing with one another.
Yes.
And you're not going to figure it out in 5 years. You're not going to figure it out in 10 years or 20 years or 50. It's going to take a lifetime.
It's going to take a lifetime.
To figure one another out.
Yes.
And that's what it's about. You're in this for the long haul.
Yes.
But I want to share this, and we've got a couple of minutes before we end the broadcast. I want people to understand that when we talk about living more, everything don't have to be about spending a whole bunch of money to live more.
That's a perfect point.
Everything is not about spending a whole bunch of money. To my fellas out there, I especially want to talk to y'all. Sometimes our love language, we think it involves buying our wives something, or buying our girlfriend something, or taking them here, or taking them somewhere expensive. That's what we've been taught. We've been taught that is our way to express how we love, is by the size of the thing, or by the amount of the thing that we buy for them, or that we get for them.
Right.
And unfortunately, society has taught us that. And you walk around and you see some women who can have a rock, you know, the size of Mount Rushmore on their finger, but they're not happy.
Right.
There's no bliss in the marriage. And so what I want to share with you guys is that the little things matter to them. The little things matter
Say
to
it
the
again,
ladies.
please.
The little things matter to the ladies. And it took me a while to learn that, especially when we were dating. It took me a while because in my mind, because you're an older woman, right? You're 13 years on me. And so I'm in my head, I'm thinking, man, I gotta have this bread, I gotta have this going on, I gotta be set up, da-da-da-da-da. You know, and you never wanted that. You just wanted me. And you just wanted us to be together.
Yes.
And so if it was us going to, you know, Taco Bueno and buying some tacos and a salad, you were cool with that.
Right.
Me, I'm thinking, no, man, we got to go out here to Ruth's Chris, steakhouse, and I got to drop $400 because I got to show her that I love her on this level.
Right.
You know, and we do that even now sometimes with recreational things.
Right.
When we talk about travel, when we talk about living more, it's not always about, yo, I got to drop this bread, fellas. And oftentimes, if you got a good woman, and you know if you do or not, when you got a good woman, a God-sent woman, she's not even about all that. Now, when you do that, that blows her mind, and she appreciates it. Right? It's awesome to her. But I guarantee you that if she's a good woman and a God-sent woman, the little things will matter.
The little things matter so much.
Absolutely. And so when we're watching our games together, Sunday morning or Thursday night football, and we get a chance to get in front of the TV, we ain't spent no money, right?
No.
We're not in some skybox, sky seats or at the stadium, whatever. We'll get there.
Oh, we will.
We'll get there. But right now we on the couch in the living room watching the screen.
Or going to the game.
Yeah. And that for us speaks volumes. That's our time together. That's our intimate moment together.
That's right.
To share the ups and downs together of the game.
And I just want to piggyback on what you said. It is, for me, as a woman, it's the little things. The time spent. Just sitting around talking.
Yeah.
You know, when we were dating, I used to do picnics. Remember I used to do the picnics?
Yeah. we used to do the picnics when we were dating. And again, because I was younger than you, I didn't understand how that made you happy. Because how we were raised as young black boys in particular, we're raised to think that we got to give our women the world. Or if you ain't making this kind of money, or if you're not driving this kind of car, or if you're not living in this kind of apartment or a house or whatever, you're not a baller, you're not a shot caller, whatever, then you know you ain't gonna get no quality woman. We're raised, to society raised us like that. Not my parents. My parents didn't. But society teaches us that you have to have all the material possessions and do all the lofty stuff to have a quality marriage, to have a marriage that's worth having. And you taught me, with the picnics that we would go on, with the little simple things that we would do together, that taught me as a young man, you didn't need all of that, and you didn't require that. And so fellas, if you have a woman who doesn't require the world, you'll want to get her the world. You'll want to give her the world because she doesn't require it. And she appreciates the small things. There's an adage that people say, and I want to correct this. People tend to say, oh, the devil is in the details. But I want to correct that. I think God is in the details.
He is.
God is in the small things, and I can prove it to you. We could even look in scripture when he's building the tabernacle, how detailed and specific about the drapes and the pomegranates on the, and the windows and the cubits and the size and all these different things. He was very detailed with his builders, with Moses and with Bezalel. He was very detailed on what he wanted and things. So we say the devil is in the details. The devil don't care. The devil don't care. He wants you to spend your money and be broke and don't care about none of that. It's God who is very detailed and specific. And so I share that because the little things matter to the woman, and the little things matter to God. Right? Because a little bit of sin is like a whole bunch of sin to God. You dig what I'm saying? So if women, have the heart of God, they have the emotional side of God, because if God ain't trying to tolerate a little bit of sin, then women have that same thing where a little bit of something special is the world for them. And if something's off just a little bit, it concerns them. Us as guys, we can blow it off. Oh, no, we good. Babe, don't even worry about it. No, we straight, da-da-da-da. Y'all will stay up and be concerned about it and pray and pace the floor over something minute. Right? That's how y'all are wired. So what are we saying? We're saying that in your love language, find that common ground. Find that thing that you can learn to love together. You may start out not liking it. You may start out where she feels it, you don't feel it, and vice versa.
You may never like it.
And you may never really like it.
Right.
But if you know that she loves it, or she knows that I love it,
right,
wouldn't it be worth it to share that intimate moment together, that you both can at least appreciate what one another does appreciate and what they do like? It's worth that.
It is.
It's totally worth that.
It is.
And so as I grow with you, and as we grow together, yeah, there are going to be things I may not necessarily dig. I may not necessarily like this. I may not necessarily, and vice versa.
Right.
But to keep peace.
Yeah.
Not to tolerate you.
No.
But to keep peace.
Right.
And to keep love in our home, in our household.
Yes.
We are willing to compromise and to see each other's perspective on what it is that you like and what it is that I like.
Right.
And I believe that if more couples can do that, we can have the bliss, we can have true intimacy.
Yeah.
Not just sex, not just intercourse. I ain't talking about that. But we can have true intimacy that where it exudes in us, where other people see it and they gravitate towards it and they want it as well.
Right.
They
I
see it
absolutely agree.
being genuine,
Right.
and they truly want that within their marriage as well.
Right. It takes time.
Right.
Okay. But you have to make it. You have to take the time to do it. You know, when I say it takes time, you have to do your part. He has to do his part. I have to do my part. You know, and you have to come to a realization when things are not working. Then you have to come to the realization is wait, this got to be me. I got to change some things. I got to look at myself. I got to compromise. You know, even with sports, you know, my husband might want to look at something and I don't want to look at it, but you know, I'll look at it with him because we'll end up talking or having dialogue about it. So you have to be willing to compromise. It took time for us again, but we were willing to do it. We had the right people to help us get there as well.
Right.
That's another thing that I tell you guys, you got to have the right people in your corner that are going to push you, that love you, love both of you.
I want to hit on that real quick.
Real quick, because
I know we got to go. I know we got to go, you guys. I want to hit on that real quick because I don't want to keep you guys long.
Yes.
You got to have people in your corner that want you to make it.
That's so good, babe.
You got to have, if you got a
right.
bunch of folks that are haters and you got a bunch of folks that are jealous of your marriage, and you know who they are.
Right.
They low-key jealous.
Right.
They don't really applaud what y'all doing. They don't really support what you're doing. They really don't say nothing, da-da-da-da. You know who supports you. You got to have people that support you. And so I would tell fellas and ladies as well, get around people who want to see you succeed.
Right.
Who want to see your marriage thrive.
Right.
And they hurt when they see that you're hurting.
Right. Right.
When you got people around you who are hurt when you're hurting, that means that they care enough to say, okay, you guys, let's reel this back and let's fix this because you guys are better than this.
Yes,
and
right.
it's fixable.
That's right.
And so if you got to get those kinds of people in your life, and that's your team.
Yeah.
We say that's our tribe, but that's also our team.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we can't do this alone. We didn't fix our marriage alone.
No.
We couldn't.
No.
We needed other instrumental people in our lives that could see what it is that we couldn't see, that could see it from a perspective, from a vantage point that we weren't seeing things from. Because sometimes if I put a mirror up to my face, I can see the front of me. But someone standing to the side, they can see if my ears are dirty.
Right.
Right? They can see if I have lint in the back of my head.
Right.
But because I'm looking in the mirror from this vantage point, I can't see what they see. So I have to be willing to let someone that I trust and that I love see different angles and perspectives of us as a married couple that we necessarily might not see, so that we can tweak it and fix it, and so that we can be who we're supposed to be for one another and for other people who are getting something from us.
Right.
And so I want to encourage you guys tonight that as we're on this journey to continue to keep living more, it takes time, it takes patience, but it takes effort to do it.
Yes.
It's going to take more than just praying, y'all. You got to put some action and some work behind you praying.
Yeah.
Faith without works is dead.
Shown up dead.
It's dead. It's whack.
Right.
And so you got to put in the work. And so in our love language, we cheer on our boys. We cheer on America's team. Whoever your team is. But be a team of two. Be a team of two with one goal in mind.
One goal.
And that's to have the God-ordained marriage that you're supposed to have, that He wants you to have.
That's right.
And when you do that, you'll always be on the winning team.
Always.
Is that good?
That's excellent.
That's good. I think that was good.
That's
all right?
excellent.
So you guys, again, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
I want to run through our social media pages one more time because we want you guys to subscribe. We want you guys to follow. We want you guys to like, because we got some dope content for you, and even more is coming, you guys. Again, we're on Facebook, facebook.com/Lingo Living More Morgans. If you're on Twitter and Twitter's your thing, we're also on there. You can watch us live on Twitter right now. You can watch us live on Twitter Periscope, twitter.com/Live More Morgans. You can also find us on Instagram. We're on IG, you guys.
Right.
Instagram.com/Living More Morgans. And then, of course, we are on YouTube, and we want to see you on YouTube, you guys. We want to see you subscribe. Hit that bell icon for notifications on when we go live. And you guys, we're going live every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 9 Eastern Time. And if you're on the West Coast, 6 o'clock Pacific Time.
Yeah.
And so you guys, we want you to tune in, follow, share with your friends, right? Share with other couples, young people. We want you to, young, old, single couples, whatever. We want you guys to tune in because I think we got some good content, and we need some more positive content, you guys. There's a lot of trash out there. There's a lot of stuff that's depressing, that's gossip, and we got the gossip blogs and the gossip channels, and if that's your thing, then that's your thing. But I think we need to start, outweighing some of this negative stuff out here.
Absolutely.
We need couples to thrive. We need marriages, and true marriages to thrive. We need families. We need families to be back.
Absolutely.
And we need them to thrive and survive. And so if this is good content, to you, please, by all means, go and share it. Go and share it with your people. Let them know that they can subscribe to all of our pages, and we're going to continue to create great content for you guys. And then also in the future, we're going to be on location. So when we travel, we're going to bring in some dope destinations to you guys.
Yes.
Like dope destinations we're going to be doing live. So if we out and about, we abroad in another country, I'm trying to get to Cuba, baby.
We going to Cuba.
I'm trying to get to Cuba. I'm trying to get to Cuba, and I'm trying to get back to Africa.
Egypt.
Nigeria. Abuja. Kenya.
Yeah.
Senegal. I'm trying to do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring
Italy.
things on location, you guys. Living More with the Morgans will be on location from different parts of the world. Y'all don't want to miss this, you guys. We're just now started. But again, tune in next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, and we'd love to see you.
Yes.
So again, hit us up with some comments. Let us know that you're feeling the content, and we're going to keep bringing more to you guys.
Yes.
But until then, you guys have a great evening.
Have a good night.
A great week.
Bye.